This is more about life during the time of the coronavirus epidemic. Samuel Pepys here in the year 0 CE. Now it seems as if everyone has the virus, or more properly, that the virus has everyone. Friends, a niece and her family are now recovering. A son, daughter-in-law, and their family are just getting started with symptoms and testing positive. So it looks like a matter of time until we contract it. My partner came across the word serendipity and asked me about it. I said living with no agenda, carefree. We looked it up, and that gave us a life governed by chance or accident with a fortunate outcome. The opposite of that would be calamity or catastrophe. We really don't know which we will get, but, especially in an epidemic, you realize that your life is ruled by chance, and there is little you can do about it except roll with it and take some Tylenol. We prefer to believe that we have some measure of control, thus the masks and social distancing and the hand sanitizing, but we really have very little say over what happens to us. We are picking up a son and his wife at the airport today. They have been in California, a state subject to a complete lockdown. I do not know why they would go there or how they managed to get in or out. But there it is. We are going to wear masks. Our lives are better left to chance. I could have missed the pain, but I'd have had to miss the dance. Many years ago, when things started to go haywire in a community, and people wanted an explanation for it, the elders got together and decided it had to be witchcraft. Witches were to blame. And they tried, and they executed people for practicing witchcraft. And I'm wondering, when things go wrong now, who do we blame? Russian hackers? The Chinese? Ghosts? I think the modern day equivalent to witchcraft is conspiracy theories. Something bad happens, and right away people are weaving complex, magical explanations for it. I heard a lady call into the radio, and she said there were 750,000 Chinese soldiers right now in tunnels under the United States. The radio guy laughed and said, "You're kidding, right?" And she said, "Oh no, this is no joke. Trudeau is cooperating with the Chinese. He's allowing them to cross the Canadian border into the U.S. in the tunnels. COVID-19 is part of that plan. They've also got our money, and those soldiers are just waiting for the word." She hung up, and the radio guy said, "Well, there are people out there in left field. Then there's the foul pole. And then there are those out beyond the foul pole." I say it's witchcraft. By the way, witchcraft. I heard a woman on TV talking about Arthur Miller and his play, The Crucible. I have not been a fan of either Miller or Eugene O'Neill, two recognized as being great American playwrights. In the play, there is a 17-year-old girl who wants to have sex with John Proctor, who is married and about 40. And they were together before, but now he says, "No, we can't, I'm married." She's furious over being spurned, so she gets some of her friends to join her and make accusations of witchcraft against some women and John Proctor. They are tried, found guilty, and executed. Miller was given a great deal of credit for the play, as a model for the McCarthy hearings and what hysteria can do in a society. The woman on TV said she did some historical research, and she said the girl at the time was 6 years old and John Proctor was 60. There was no sex involved except in Miller's mind. He was married but wanted to have sex with Marilyn Monroe. His libido fired the play. I don't know how much of this was true. It might be like the 750,000 Chinese soldiers in tunnels under the U.S. Thanksgiving had the predicted effect on the COVID-19 numbers. And now the field mouse is calling for all good citizens to avoid any and all celebrations of Christmas. The vaccine is coming, he says. Wait till next year. The FDA announced today that they have certified the Pfizer vaccine for immediate emergency use. Some vaccine may be available next week, millions by the end of the year. Lots of people are not happy with the emergency passage. They say it is rushed and potentially dangerous. As usual, I have no idea. Maybe it's witchcraft.